I'm just going to work on the house, I think. I think I'm just going to work on this house. I'm going to use the redwood. And I think it's just going to be really basic. I think I'm just going to basically put like a frame. I'm going to keep it vanilla, try to do a little bit of chisel where it seems like it will improve things. But mainly I'm just going to do something like that as the overhang. And then here I was thinking actually that I would use this sort of occurred, this little porch. But I was thinking maybe I'll actually use that as the entrance. So like the door will be here, and then you'll go kind of around in a C shape. Something like that. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm gonna bring that part of the wall out. Make sure I have some cobblestone and some stone. This place is looking a little out of sorts. Cobble. And smooth stone. Ooh, is that all the smooth stone I have? Really? Okay. How much cobble do I have? Maybe it's time to throw on another stack of cobble. Boop. And while I have this mineral mud in my hands, might as well lay it down there. And I'll put it in here. Oh yeah, right, so I'm heading outside. I'll go out through this little back door that I've created. I love the way that things, like when you just allow things to build organically, right? And you watch for desire lines. You know, you get these naturally occurring little back doors and sideways and, you know, little things. Like I was actually just thinking I might build a little bridge from the wall onto this hill, right? So that I can like run out there and knock down trees. And, you know, yeah, I might do that. With a little gate. A little gate. I was imagining something with a stone arch, like a square, like a rectangular stone arch. A square in Minecraft? Wild ideas. Yeah, so this is just going to go by a block, and then... stone. Yeah. Like this. And then I think the idea is to have the overhang. Is there something... Didn't close that door. Bad habit. Yeah, the overhang goes over the wall, right? So it starts at the same level right there as the wall. Okay, good. I thought I'd messed something up. Damn fences. I'm an adult. I want to be able to jump a fence. Yeah, that's that's something that I the last couple of bases I guess I've made, I haven't really used fence like that. So I've gotten into the habit of just jumping fence, and now now I have a proper Minecraft fence, and it won't let me jump the fence. I'm an adult. I should just be able to leap that fence like nothing. Yeah, I'm gonna do something like this, right? And then a frame that just goes up like that. And then underneath, I mean, this is just, you've seen this before, right? Underneath, I'm just going to have a little arch, dunk, dunk, just like that, going all the way around. And that'll be the shape of the house. I wonder if I can just poke through. Do you think I can get it? Do you think I can get it in one? Like if I just poke through here? Yeah. Isn't that perfect? Look at that. That's marvelous. That makes me happy. Simple things make me happy because I'm a simple man. Like that. And yeah. Yeah. Cool. And then this, yeah. Tricky to think about these things. But like I think that this is gonna come out to here, right? And then this will be a little area. Good thing these trees grow real tall. Something like this. Right? And then maybe, I don't want this to be too big. I want to be able to walk inside, take off my jacket, and then proceed in a kind of spiral into the main area of the house. So like maybe, is that? No, that's way too small. That's way too small. One more block will do. That's a problem with, you know, when you're like Minecraft, everything has to be really big because a cubic meter. Like look around your house right now. Look around your office or wherever you happen to be watching this. I know you're watching this because you can hear me. And think about a cubic meter. Think about how enormous that is. Like what in your world fits into a cubic meter? You know, only like the biggest things. Yeah, so that makes for a little bit of awkwardness, I think, when building stuff. And then here, this is like, is this the ceiling? Yeah, this is the ceiling of that room down there. Oh yeah, right. I might have to do 2 levels. Like on this side, it might have to be higher than on that side. So like you'll come up a staircase as soon as you enter the house. And then, is this safe right now? Yeah, it's safe. Then the house will be up on this level, right? Something like that, I think, will be appropriate for our needs. I have very simple needs. Like, I don't even really need a house. Like, nobody needs a house. Nobody needs a bed. For a long time on this server, just because you can't sleep, we, like, refused to build beds because we were busy doing other stuff, you know, setting up our modded empires, right? So if you look at Draxermed, there is a bed. It's like in the donjon. I have a bed, but it's like way up. This is actually a little bit awkward because, yeah, I think it's gonna. No, I don't know. I don't think I like it. You know what I might need to do actually, is put this one block down instead, because I think that the floor needs to be here. I think the floor needs to be there, because otherwise, like, if I put this up by a block, it's gonna come along here, right? And then if this is a staircase, like this will be a pillar. You know, standard house business, right? And then this is like a staircase right here. I mean, this will be the door, right? The door, then you'll enter into like some stone here or something. Building all day and I'm building all night. Yeah, now the spiders can't even get to me. Look at that. I've created a truly safe little fortress. I say that and then like something's gonna shoot me or something. Right? So you'll like walk in here, there'll be a little stone genkan, and then maybe there's gonna be like a little staircase that goes up, you know? Like that, into the main little area, which I will expand a little bit, because this is kind of tiny. I might have 2 floors too, like it might just be taller. Yeah, that's probably the best way. But then, so this, my like initial reaction to this is to reject it. But I've kind of learned of late not to, or like to try not to just reject, because like the rejection that I'm feeling here is like it's an unease. Now that I'm looking at this, actually, I'm willing to accept this. I'm uneasy with like how it's not the same everywhere, but actually it's good. It's good that it's not the same everywhere, right? It like goes up a little floor, and like it's something that I don't think I've ever seen that before. I come up here. I have a little deck. I can go around this way. I might expand this a little bit so I can watch the zombies at night struggle. And then I go inside. Obviously this is going to be stairs, wood. I go inside, take off my shoes, hang up my armor, walk up here. I don't hate this. I don't hate this. And then the question is, do I want this to be up as well? It's kind of more attractive if it's up, right? Like it's kind of, if I put it up by 1 block, oh, no, not by 2 blocks. That would be too many. If I put it up, then what this does is it lets me build like a nicer arch, right? Like a 2-block tall arch is kind of gross. And then actually, it's gross because it's petit. If you guys would just leave me alone for a sec while what's that guy? That's just a zombie. How many blocks are under this? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, there's 3. It's 3 on this side, right? Ah, this is lovely. You see, this is the kind of thing where, you can't plan for this. Like this kind of thing just has to emerge naturally. You can. you probably can. I can't plan for this. I just have to let this kind of delightful stuff emerge naturally as I play. So this is great. I feel good. I feel real good. I feel real good. I feel good. I feel good. Pardon me. I'm gonna get rid of that, and then I think I'm probably gonna get rid of that, and then ooh. Shouldn't have gotten rid of that. Instantly regrets getting rid of these things. I guess, yeah, I just have to move the, okay, all you guys, get out of here. Get out of here. I gotta do some work. I gotta get some work done. I can't, my fans, my loyal, oh, there's so many zombies down there. I'm so glad I didn't just leap to my death. Because I don't like mobs. Yeah, you're the one. Get out of here. See, look at this. I got my little modded sword. There's no baby zombies down there, are there? I shouldn't even risk it, should I? Is the door? Oh, I can't jump back in now. Okay. Okay. Nothing killing me. Why did I come down here? For this, right? And then this thing is actually a special piece which I'll need to replace in a special way. Don't get obsessed with picking out pieces of zombies. Look at that, the door was open. I could have been killed. The door was just hanging open down there because I remember when I commented on the fact that I had not closed the door. Well, that's what happens when you don't close the door. The door is not closed. It will not just close itself. I was, when I was a kid, I was under the impression, I think, maybe not explicitly under the impression, but implicitly, I was under the impression that things did just kind of happen. I didn't kind of realize, I think if I'd taken a moment to think about it, I would have, right? And maybe sometimes, occasionally, I can remember being like, I wonder why this happens. But my room would just clean itself, and I would make a mess, a pretty reasonable mess, and then sometimes it would just be clean, and, or I would leave hair, around, because I got long hair. I'd leave hair on the bathroom, the wall of the shower, and then it would just be gone at some point. And I got into this is too much information. I shouldn't have gone to the shower with that. But yeah, it wasn't obvious to me somehow that was that's not the direction that entropy goes. That was not, that was someone doing something. That was my mom. She was, whoa. She was cleaning up, right? And just never saying anything about it. Well, at some point she did, and I figured it out. But yeah, I feel like that took me longer than it should have to realize. Now I'm aware of it. So now I have a kid, right? And I see the same thing going on in his mind. I try to convince him of these things. When I see him thinking that things just get cleaned up, they just happen. Stuff just disappears. If you don't flush the toilet, it just automatically flushes at some point, and that's the end. Yeah, the human mind it's really cool. It's really cool. I don't know if you individually, you in particular, have a kid or plan on having a kid. It's pretty cool to kind of watch them learn the ways of the world. Can I? Is there some way that I could kill you without too much? Thank you. You know, because it happens gradually, and there's this really like object permanence. Object permanence, right? That's when that's the term, I believe, for the phenomenon of like at some point kids realize that stuff doesn't just disappear when it's off camera. You know, like it's hard to I don't think it's that obvious that you're not the center of the world. I think that it took me a long time to realize that I wasn't the center of the world, and I don't think I can really be blamed for that. Like, you know, in North America, with parents that love you, if you're in a reasonable situation, it can be pretty convincing. You can be pretty convinced that you're the center of the world, and I think that's. I doubt that I'm unique in that. But you know, object permanence is kind of part of that, right? Like you're the center of the world, and when people aren't around, they're just gone. Like you don't think about them. And then at some point, you know, you notice that the kid, like when you leave and come back, they're like they've tracked you with their eyes or something, you know. But I had this experience recently of realizing that I'm having a similar kind of learning going on, a kind of object permanence, a kind of similar thing, which is that like when the kid is not around, when the kid has like stepped out of view, I get really concerned. I get really worried. Like, oh no, where's the kid? Even though he's getting pretty big, you know. At some point, I'm gonna have to like, you know, just be like, hey, now you can, you know, you have your own things you can do. You can go to different places. But I'm not there yet, right? Yeah. So that's like, you know, object permanence for adults, right? Like I have to realize that, like, you know, he's going to be okay what was the recent thing? We were maybe just even at a park, or I was just remembering a time when we were at a park, and you know, the kid should just be able to run around, but I feel inordinately insecure if he. Oh yeah, like at school, there's like a little building that he sometimes likes to go into, that is kind of not on the playground exactly, and I was like, you gotta don't just disappear like that, you know. It's like he didn't just disappear. He just went into the little building in the playground. Calm down, sir. Yeah, it's fun times. I don't know if I want these to go all the way down. Actually, I think I'm gonna try and leave. I'm gonna leave them like that for now, and then I will, because I'm gonna make these little stone arches. I should make the stone arches now. I should make the stone arches now for a couple of reasons. It's the same thing again. It's like if I do the stone arches up and then yellow garbage. If I do the stone arches now, then I can kind of stop and call this just like an elaborate patio, you know? Like I'll take away this part of the stone wall that is now unnecessary, and then I'll put those arches in there, and then it'll be good, right? And I don't have to like fret. The thing that I was kind of initially worried about is that same thing that I'm always kind of concerned about, which is like, well, I've started a project. Am I gonna finish it? You know, history says otherwise. I can deal with that later. I can figure that out. There's gonna be it's okay for a building to have different kinds of floors in different places. And this as well, right? Like here, this is flush. I can just lift it up. Oh no, I can't really because of the arches. No, I can actually. I can just lift it up, and then I'll just build up the ground below it. Will that work? No, not really. So I might have to deal with that being flush with the ground, and that might mean just making another level of patio that sticks out. You know, patios upon patios. This it's got to go in there. I don't really like it to go all the way in. Yeah, I'll figure something out. Maybe just for now I can do that. And yeah, otherwise, doing pretty good. Yeah, no, we want that to be stone. Okay, I'm gonna get right down to the stone arches then. And I'm gonna make those in a quite a vanilla style. I keep waffling on this when I'm off camera. When I'm off camera, this isn't the camera. This is a screen capture, I guess. When I'm not recording, I'm thinking about this project and you know, this YouTube thing, and I think about like, oh, should it be more modded? Like it's a kitchen sink mod pack. Like, should I focus more on like doing some mods or something? You know, nobody's watching this, right? So I don't really have to be all that concerned with an audience. Like, what does the audience want? But yeah, it gets on my mind from time to time. So last night I was up thinking about this should be stone. Thinking about the idea that I had for an incremental gameplay thing, like a machine that's, you know, sort of self-replicating, not self-replicating, but you know. And I thought coal actually would be a pretty cool resource to do, because we have a combiner which combines things, and it can combine 3 pieces of coal into coal ore, and then we have a quern which can uncombine a coal ore into 4 pieces of coal, and so that is could be the basis of like a little infinite growth machine. Oh, I did the same thing twice. So I put this column here. This is not the way to build, right? If you start over here and you build a column, don't then build the next column. Just go onto the other side, right? Go onto the other side, build the column over here, right? And then see what you got left. And maybe that's it. Maybe that's the end of it. Like, and it doesn't have to be mathematically perfect, right? So like one thing, you know, I could do is I could put this here and this here, and then it's nice. And that is a story. That little bit, that little arch tells a story about, you know, the conditions of this place. Like, you know, yeah. This needs to be stone brick. Probably this too. And then this needs to be stone brick. And then I think probably these two need to be stone brick. That's okay. But actually I think maybe cobble is better here. Hey, stop that. This one's got to be, ooh, if I break this, that sucks. That's okay, I'll fix that later. But I'm gonna make this one entirely cobble. Ooh, does that? Yeah, that looks good. Good enough anyway. And then, ooh, oh no, oh, unexpected problems. I don't think I can just ignore this, right? So this is actually, there you go. It's like just another opportunity to like add a little bit of storytelling. This one, this whole corner is gonna have a little thing. It's gonna have a little, it's gonna have a little one of those interlocking brick situations going up, right? So like I might even just start it right now just so that I remember. One of these, right? You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about. There's no way you don't know what I'm talking about. Here we go. And then I'm gonna pop up there and then just continue it up one more layer. Wait, is that right? Should probably be. Does it need to like? Does this one need to be down here? Oh yeah, oh yeah. That looks so much better. Oh man, just that one little change of like having them be off kilter or whatever. That's an improvement. These are like little, I don't know. These are so Christopher Alexander. I keep talking about this architect Christopher Alexander. He thinks that these are like part of nature. These little aesthetic principles. Like he doesn't believe that it is an accident. These little things, and his argument in The Nature of Order, he like starts in book 1 of 4. He starts by talking about I just noticed it was getting dark, so I had to like pause there to see how dark it was getting. First, he talks about these 15 sort of principles that he's identified as like what makes a strong center, what makes something aesthetically strong, according to his like, you know, his idea. Now do I need to have that on both sides? Do I need to have that on all sides? I don't think I need to have it on all sides, but I think I might need to do it on both sides. And yeah, he talks about the 15 principles as they relate to architecture and pottery and painting and a whole bunch of different, you know, for each of the 15 properties, he gives some examples, right? But then afterwards, he does this neat thing, which he goes through and gives examples of the 15 properties again, but in nature, right? And he's kind of trying to establish that, like, it's not a coincidence, the things that we find attractive, which it's interesting to me because he opposes his views are in opposition to the like mechanistic, rational, scientific worldview. He doesn't think that that's a good worldview, a worldview about optimizing the GDP, you know, where like beauty is like line goes up. He doesn't think that's cool. And you know, he doesn't think postmodernism is very cool, which is very interesting because I think he's a very postmodern thinker, but I don't think that he doesn't like postmodernism much. Maybe that's not the case, but he certainly doesn't like postmodern architecture. But the idea that beauty, oh, now this spider can get up here. Can you get up here? Yeah, you can. Trouble. You heard me gasp in surprise there. That was a bark. Okay, I need to fix this problem. This is no longer finished. No time to be talking about Christopher Alexander right now. I gotta put little I think it's pretty easy to finish this problem. Here, hold on. I'm just gonna grab some of those stone caps, smooth stone caps. I might even have some. If I have some already, I shouldn't build new ones. But I don't, so there you go. Yeah, it feels like a very nature versus nurture argument. Like, I think if I were to go and say to people that I felt, you know, people who I know and respect, that I felt like aesthetics and beauty, like what we find beautiful, is like built in. Actually, this isn't going to do it. This isn't going to do it for the spiders, right? There needs to be like an overhang on this little block here. Okay. I'm going to deal with this. I'm going to leave these here actually for now, just for now. And then I'm going to leave that there too, but I'm going to regret leaving it there. It's going to make me feel bad. You know, the people I hang out with are pretty postmodern sometimes, and which I think is pretty sweet. I like irony. You may have already noticed that I really enjoy irony. But, oh, this is not right. But then, you know, I don't know what to do here, actually. I'm going to have to think deeply about this. think deeply about this. I don't have to think deeply about this part. So maybe this is the answer. Maybe the answer is that I just do this. Put one of these here. Oops. And then just do nothing about this. Just let it be. Let it exist. Oh, actually, you know what? I keep interrupting myself. If I were to suggest that beauty, the things that, you know, the basis of art and aesthetic beauty, our appreciation of things, is like nature rather than nurture, right? Like just saying that, I'm already like, that's silly. It's probably both, and it's probably a lot of nurture, considering how much those things have changed, like how much evidence there is for change in our aesthetic, you know, values over time. It seems pretty absurd to say that that's programmed into us, you know, from birth, and maybe that's not what he means, but yeah, you can tell this is really bugging me. I can't deal with it. This feels kind of unfinished. But I don't think that's exactly what he's getting at. I think that it's like, it's less about what's hardwired into us through evolution, you know, because he doesn't like that. He doesn't like the idea that things are hardwired into us through evolution. I think it's more about what is available to us to appreciate, right? Like, what are the things that exist in the world, and then we, like, you know, almost necessarily, like, you can't find something beautiful if it just doesn't exist. You know, and so looking around at the things that are candidates even for being beautiful, leaves and trees and skies and water, right? You can really only create something beautiful either, I'm like getting way out of my depth, he says as he steps into the water, in either, you know, in opposition to or in harmony with the things that exist in the world, right? So like, if, you know, leaves have certain kinds of properties, certain kinds of symmetries, certain kinds of asymmetries, and they grow that way for very practical reasons, and they, you know, they indicate things like the health of the plant, and then, you know, you can either, if you're going to form an aesthetic, you can kind of either form it in a way that harmonizes with or stands in opposition of that, or you know, you obviously some blending is possible. But anyway, yeah, I really appreciate the idea that there are these sort of aesthetic atoms, and that obviously, it's not the end. Right? This is the beginning. It's the beginning of a conversation. He's written this book, and there's lots of work to be done yet. But it's a cool idea. It appeals to me, that there might be, you know, atoms of the aesthetic, you know, aesthetic, sort of basic aesthetic principles that, I think the other thing is, like, his goals are more specific than just beauty, right? His goals are about livable, you know, places where you want to be, places where you want to spend your time. And you might not want to spend all your time looking at the most beautiful things in the world. You might want to spend your time in like a slightly less high tension, like a slightly lower, yeah, I don't know where I'm going with this. What I mean is, like, well, actually, maybe what I'm looking at right now is an example. Like, this tofu house is pleasing to me, despite the fact that, and like the tofu kang, the sense of tofu, you know, the flatness of things, is lost in kind of modern Minecraft architecture styles, right? Like, you know, here I'm gonna do a little thing. You gotta have you gotta have one of these right over here, and then you gotta have You gotta have one of these. No, it's all, at least it's gotta be the same material, right? There's some wood, okay. Gotta have one of these down here. Oops. Like that. And then I'll make some fence. Not like making fun of somebody else's style, I hope, but this is what I see, right? Like I see this. If I do a Google image search for like, you know, cool Minecraft house or like medieval Minecraft house or something, this is kind of the sort of things that I see. Now that's too big, obviously. Right, and then here we'd have like another one of these in there, you know, and like it doesn't even make sense to me why that's there. It's just there to vary up the texture. But this is almost like literally shot for shot out of builds that I've seen. Like when I was Googling medieval architecture styles or whatever, you gotta have one of these, right? And like even that, like, oh no, can't do that. So you gotta, where's that future MC campfire? Where's my coal? Doing a little digression here. This is like a builder's digression. You probably know what I'm talking about. I probably don't need to like something about a dead horse. There's got to be like an analogy about a dead horse that I could like leverage here. Can I put these out? Like this is a mod. This isn't vanilla Minecraft. So I wonder if I'll actually be able to like do this properly here. But you know, maybe. There. I'm not gonna waste all my coal building these things, but no, can I not? I might need to do it from the top. I love using these for smokestacks. Oh yeah. Oh, it damages me. I can't seem to put it out. So that's too bad. So I won't bother with that. A little waste of resources there. But yeah, like you know, you get the idea, right? Like this is what it's not even rough enough. Like I'm looking at this and I'm like, yeah, this wouldn't pass muster among the builderly types, right? Because it's just not. There's got to be even more, you know. Like what else can we do here to add more chaos? Yeah, but you get the point. And this is not my style. I don't appreciate that. And it's has to do with, I guess it has to do with like overstimulation or something. Like when I look at those builds, I can't help but think like, why is this, you know, like something will be, as an example, you'll have a wall that's made of, you know, red material, like whatever, and then it can't all be just the same material. It's got to have these little variations, you know, sort of randomly, like without any kind of meaning or purpose. In particular, birch. Like I think I saw one recently that had white walls, and then the white walls just had like birch logs in the white wall, so that there's little speckles of black in there with the white, and it's like, why? What's the meaning of that, right? Whereas I think that I prefer building with structural elements. You know, I can kind of inventory, so inventoried. I can kind of look at these different elements and I can say, well, like this is a post, you know, that's like a real structural element. And like this is an arch. There's a reason for this arch to be here. It's because it's got to support this post, you know. You know, now that I've built that arch, I'm starting to realize, oh, that's too much. But, oh, I just punched that away. I just punched that into oblivion. I just ground that down into sand. God, what a waste of a staircase. Yeah, there, right there, I feel too much tofu, too much flatness, right there. And I thought, oh, like if I add, maybe the arch should be under, and then this thing should kind of push forward a little bit, right? Because this is too flat. I feel this is too flat. The other thing I can do is I can just chisel away. I can just chisel away a bit of this. Because it also feels a little too deep. Like when I was outside looking at these, I was like, oh, that's kind of too deep. I can go out there again now because it's a safe time of day, I hope. I mean, I've now created like little shady areas for zombies to hide in. So hopefully there aren't any hiding in them. Sheep. My inventory is so full already, this is not going to work. Yay! Yeah. Yeah, I don't like this either. I don't like this shape. Look at this shape. This little shape. I think it was better when it was just straight across. Things. Ooh, that was a bit of a lag. Yeah. Things to do. There's more work to be done here. So this is not finished. Obviously, I mean, it's not a house yet, right? It's going to be a house. It's going to have windows. It's going to have a nook. House has got to have a nook. Yeah. All right. That's it. The last one was a long one, so this one is a short one. I'm going to cut it off right now.